Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Oxygen Not Included. Now, this is not my greatest game. It's just one of those games you can kind of pick up and play and kind of learn as you go. New patch came out, so I'm going to kind of dive back into it, learn about what radiation is and all that stuff. Like I said, this game has a lot of little nuances. It's not just a pick up and go type of thing. So I always try to start out with a builder, a digger, and a researcher. And I always try to get some dupes that have at least a couple traits so that when you promote, when they get skill points, they aren't just pigeonholed into one and then they're unhappy. So most of these guys are okay except for her because I can't have light to sleep because that'll piss everybody else off. Let's see, decrease machinery. So apparently he gets better while he's stressed out. So maybe we do want to stress him out. And we'll just leave it as quarantine space station. So nothing too great. So let's see what we're doing. So we're doing the spaced out version, the downloadable content. We're going to try and get to space a little bit easier. And we kind of just want to dig that way for starters. Let's see, what do we got here? Our temperature. So we're in the green, obviously. We got some hot, not warm, but hot areas to our left, our southeast, and our southwest. So we got a little bit of cold up here, which is kind of where we might head and might we even got a salt geyser. So that's actually really good for us because now we can actually increase our water intake. We don't have to really worry about it too much. So we need to get these guys kind of going. I gotta dig a lot of this out here. Basically, a lot of the stuff what I do at first is I just try to dig decent area out. We gotta get their beds, we gotta get all this stuff up that they kind of need to survive. So we're gonna go up here with this. We don't really want to puncture those oxalite just yet. That's pretty much our only oxygen supply at the moment. Alright, so kind of let them dig out. Probably going to end up bringing this water down into here, or I might dump it into here. I haven't really gotten to that far yet. Let's see, we got chlorine, so I think the best way to do this would be to take this. Actually, no. Is that sand? Because that's sand. So as soon as I puncture this, all that's going to drop. So we are actually going to take this and go all the way down there. And we'll dig this so they can do that. And then we're going to go over here. Now, normally I adjust their schedule to make them work longer. But right now, I don't think it's going to be. Actually, let's see. Yeah, we're going to. We're going to make them work all the way until the next day, pretty much. So give them some downtime, give them some bedtime, and a bath time on the next day. So here's what we'll do. We'll kind of dig that. We kind of want the oxygen to flow out everywhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can only have 7 beds in one room. So that's what we're just going to do to start out with. Because I know I'm going to get extra dupes at some point. So might as well just make 7 beds right now. So we'll do that. We'll do that there. Get some outhouses. Because even dupes have bodily functions. Unfortunately, I screwed that up with my mouse pretty bad. Let them build this stuff. And we do want to go all the way down at first. Because if you see there's some water down here. So we'll probably make this our water pit down here. Which is okay. But they have beds to sleep in. We're trying to get more toilets for them to work on. We're at full speed. 3 dupes. Nobody's stressed out right now. So we're okay. We do know that it's probably going to be daylight soon, so they're going to take a break. And yep, luckily only two need to go to the bathroom at once. Then the other one will eat, then go to the bathroom, and then they'll go to sleep. And that's kind of the start. That's the start of our first day. We're on cycle 2. Now what's nice is this going to get all this brine so we can actually filter it out, but if it fills up too much, then it's going to stop. So we're kind of in that place of we need to filter it out, but we don't have anything to filter it with. So this episode is just going to be kind of like a first introduction, you know, me telling you kind of my little background with the game, which I do okay. I'm not going to claim to be expert and know everything. I'm still learning a lot. Still learning how to cool off rooms and things of that nature. I know there's builds where people have these crazy builds where everything's kind of enclosed and this is this. I haven't perfected that yet. I haven't really even gotten to the material yet where I can build any of that. Because most of the time something happens and my colony just blows up, you know. So we're gonna keep trying. Every little failure leads to something better, something a little more faster, like identifying where you're gonna put stuff, you know, where you want to put your rooms. Like right now, we need to give them a bedroom. We're gonna make them have a nice little bedroom right here, a little bathroom. You know, we're trying to get that oxygen down here, but the only oxalite is right here. We don't really want to bury the oxalite. What we do want is it to go down here. But we do have some coal. So what we're going to do is move the ladder up a little bit more. I don't want the polluted water to come with us. That's just not going to work. So we're going to dig this out right here. Put some tiles right here. Hopefully this oxygen will kind of start. We're going to open this up, let all this oxygen come through. Sadly, we're going to dig all that out. I don't want to, but we're going to. Let's see, we've got some plants there. Actually, we might actually, I think we're just going to make this our park right here. We're not going to dig any more out here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll make that our nature reserve. Alright, so now that we've got this kind of being dug out, we're going to go here. We're going to dig all this out right here, except for that, because we can't dig that apparently. And then kind of start building ladders up so we can make a water pit. Ladders are really useful for building a lot of your stuff because they can pretty much go through anything, pretty much go anywhere, and you don't really have to worry about it getting in your way or blocking stuff from going through. So we'll do that, and right now this will just be like a mini water pit. You know, it doesn't have to be anything great right now. We're just digging to dig stuff out. So that's going to be their next big thing. Actually, you know what we're going to do first? We'll leave that here. We'll let them dig all that out. Because I don't want all this water going someplace like all over here. I don't want it filling and going over here. So we're going to dig this out first. And then we're going to start dumping everything in. Yeah, they can't wash their hands, so we're going to get germs other places. As long as I don't puncture that, which is fine. I don't want that seeping through into our base. Alright, so that's not going to seep through. So right now, like I said, we got the oxalite kind of producing our oxygen. It won't last forever, so we do have to kind of start digging out. But we got to get this dug out first. So actually what we can do, we can go almost right up to it. Put some stuff right here. Let them dig. Since we have a ladder here, we can't really put the oxygen here. We could put it right here, and it'll pump everything we need right here. Because we do have such a small area to work with at the moment. We don't want to go too heavy on the machinery in this area. I mean, luckily we could actually move over here, and it's nice and temperate over there. Let's see what kind of a dupe we get. You know what? We'll take a builder and a digger. So he can do both. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Ash. And let's see. He likes to dig, so we'll make him just a digger. If something needs to be dug, he's going to dig it. Mima, she's our builder. Farmer. And Devon, same thing. Builder, digger. That's what he's just going to do. So we're going to let them go. We're going to let them build. Now, unfortunately, we did just run out of oxalite. So we actually need to go a little bit. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and one of our dupes is trapped because somehow they always manage to get themselves trapped. I don't know how, but they do. So let's go get him out because that's kind of important. And luckily for us, we have this yellow alert here. They're not going to bed until it's done. Alright, so now that they got him out, now they can go do whatever they need. Yeah, they're not going to be too happy because that cut into their eating, bath, all that. But saving a dupe is more important than that at the moment. So as you can tell, this is kind of like a noob for noobs almost, I guess you would say. You know, just basic stuff, nothing too like complicated in a way like, oh, I'm not going to make this massive build setup and you can do it too. Blah, 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 blah. You know, right now we're just kind of starting out. So if you look, they got their barracks, they got a washroom, a latrine, I'm sorry, a latrine. Big difference. But that increases their morale. That makes them a little bit happier, you know. So we're actually going to put this here because unfortunately all of our oxygen right now is up there. So we definitely need to get, let's see, we want 1, 2. So we'll put that there. Put that, save this spot for another battery. And let's go that way. And then we will put our wiring in, like meow. That'll go behind the buildings. And like I said, just kind of let them dig it out. Don't need anything too amazing right now. We're gonna actually have them dig some of this. We'll kind of let the oxygen go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, kind of a start. Kind of slow because you don't want to just rush into everything because you kind of want to have an idea of where stuff is going to go. Like your water pit is kind of a big deal because you don't want it in here. You don't want it to start heating up because as you transfer it through, it's going to heat up everything else. So you kind of want to keep it temperate. Now I should have probably put it a little bit farther down, but for right now, it's pretty far down. We got a cool steam vent down here, so that'll be nice. That'll create a little bit more oxygen. You know, 87 degree water. Great. You know, we haven't actually gone and investigated it yet, So when we do, though, it'll be nice because we can determine what the water output is, whether we've got to cool it down or we can just kind of put it right into our water. Most likely, looking at the water, 74, 87, it'll heat it up, but not significantly, especially if we have more of this. You know, basic science. Alright, we're going to do that. Alright, so he's digging out up here. That's his job. He loves to dig, so we let him dig. So once this pit gets up here, so what you can do on the priority list is construction only. We'll go down here, we'll give it a 6, and we'll do this. This will be their primary job. And what's nice is we created some oxygen, so now that they don't have to go down here. With creating an oxygen pit, all that CO2 we want to go down here. You know, we want oxygen, and then CO2 will sink. So that'll be good. That's why you kind of want to dig your base out a little bit so that the CO2 has some place to go so that your oxygen can fill up the rest of your base. And then as you fill in these tiles, the water will actually get pushed back into your water pit. It's not going to sink any lower. So right now they're digging. Now unfortunately I don't really have anybody operating this, but I don't need it because I just need them to go up here, finish breathing, and then come back down. As simple as that. So let's see. We've got that going, so that's our cold biome. So we do have some polluted water. We have some water over here, which, how warm is that? Which we actually could dig out, go over here, and dump it in our water pit, which we might actually do at the moment. So we will go boom. Actually, we don't want to dig that completely out in case something happens to break on us. But we will just dig up to this point so we can get the copper and whatnot out. And then we'll go up here. We'll actually not dig that out. Who's suffocating? Oh, because he entombed himself. Isn't that great? So Bert might actually die because he can't get out. And because nobody's digging this out, we might have some problems. Oh, no, he got out just in time. Whew. Nope, he died. Because he was so close. So I'm just going to leave him in our water pit. So that is not a good start. Because obviously I need as many dupes as I can get. We got one cycle till we get another dupe. So, but that's just what it is. Sometimes you lose one, sometimes you lose a couple. I've had games where 2 of them got trapped because I just wasn't paying attention. Alright, so now that that is dug, we're going to send the water pit all the way over. We're going to dig this out as best we can. The only thing that we actually don't want to do, honestly, is dig that sand out, because that sand actually is going to really mess with stuff. So we kind of actually want to fortify that up before we go do anything too extreme. So we can actually just kind of start planning stuff a little bit better. So that'll go, that'll go, that'll go. So we can start digging it out and let it all go. Which we're going to upgrade this. Let's see, research or digging. Devon's going to be a digger. Mima is a builder, so Ashton's going to do our research. That's what we want. And because you can see all this sand right here, it's going to bottom out. So we need to kind of plan ahead. So now that this is all built, we can kind of Wait to see how full this gets before we put in a water pump. There we go. Just kind of let that water just flow. We'll keep one tile open so we can just kind of keep going. So somebody, Mima, I'm assuming, has earned a skill point. So she can actually build. So with all of your dupes, you know, make them a little fashionable. You can also make it see what they're doing, because you're not going to remember everything that they can do. But as long as they got a hat on, you can kind of remember, okay, they're kind of an important dupe because they can dig better than everybody else. So if you have to sacrifice one, that's pretty much just how it goes. So they're going to dig all this out, unfortunately, before they even get here. Which kind of sucks, but that's just the way it is. Alright, there. Now we've got no research going because the generator's idle. Because I don't have anybody prioritizing using this stuff. Alright, so now we've got that punctured. As long as that doesn't... Okay, so it's not busting through, so we're just actually going to leave it. So we're going to dig this out right here. Let it fill up that water pit. And as soon as it fills up that water pit, probably call it an episode. Let's see. Ranching and tidying. You know, we can do that, Ellie. So we'll go Ellie. She likes to tidy. We'll just make it her the tidier right now. And supplying. So that's what she's going to be the workhorse. That's what we're going to put her as. And because other dupes have their skills already, when she pops up, she gets a skill point as well. So she's not left behind. Alright, so we do actually just need to dig all this out. And as you can see, the water pit is filling up a good amount. And I can always extend it up, which we have quite a bit of polluted water. So we probably will end up extending it up, probably almost right here in a way, just to let it go. Okay, well, thank you for joining me on this first episode of Oxygen Not Included. Like I said, it's kind of like a noob's guide from a noob, so that it doesn't seem overly complicated. But we'll pick this up later, and have a great day. Remember to click that like button if you enjoyed it. Click that subscribe button if you want to continue the content. And go ahead and leave a comment. Whether it's I'm talking too much, whether I'm not talking enough, or too fast. Or positive or negative. It doesn't really bother me. Your attention is, perfectly fine. Have a good day. Bye.